It's always great having with us, Dave. Guy you've been working with for a long, long time, Chris Perkins, covering the Miami Dolphins for the Sun Sentinel. Perk, good morning, brother. How you doing? And thanks for being with us.
Oh, man, y'all are a welcome distraction. I'm trying to find any excuse not to go downstairs and grab a workout for the first time in 4 weeks. So I thought,
Is it getting to that point, Perk, where you like, I do that sometimes. I was going to go home and not playing tennis. I go, I hate walking. Do you like walking, Perk? You ever just take off and people, just walk, a couple of miles a day? I hate walking, man.
you know what? I live, I walk, I can go 2.2 miles to the east and be at the ocean. So the walk isn't that
that's
bad.
Not bad.
I live, North Bay Village, not too far from the beach. So the walk isn't that bad if I can get off my butt and actually do it, Joe.
All right.
A workout though, Perk, 4 weeks. Now, if I did that, I'd feel awful. That's I got to work out a couple times a week.
You do, Dave?
A few times a week, yeah.
That's where I'm at. I put on 9 pounds in the last month.
Well, that's all right.
My clothes don't fit the same. Yeah.
Hey, don't. Well, you want to keep looking good if you're in the game. I know what you're saying there, Perk. Don't worry about that. Hey, Perk, I want you to help us out on some of these topics. I want to ask you first of all. You think this 53-man roster they have with a couple of guys on the out, you think it's a very talented roster overall, even with the young guys we have?
Well, you know what, Joe? I thought this was a 9-win team coming out of training camp. Maybe it's like a 7-win team. The talent isn't bad. It's just not good. I would give it maybe a letter grade of a C. At the start of this Greer-McDaniel tandem, they did have the best talent that they had gathered in like 2 decades. It's not at that stage anymore. You're almost at the pre-rebuild stage right now.
The preset, another reset. So if we're on the edge of a rebuild, what's going to happen this offseason? That's what that Joe and I were just talking about that. Who's staying, who's going? Where are you at with the top end people?
Champ.
Well, you know what? I'm at get out the broom and finish what you started with Chris Greer, and that's because when it comes to like Mike McDaniel and Tua, okay, you can bring them back for 2026, but are they in your plans for 2027? Probably not. And so why delay it for another year? Just get out the broom and start the rebuild. I'm all for re-signing Achane. He's due for a contract extension. Don't let Achane be like Wilkins and Hunt, where you let him get to the final year because you don't think he's worth it. And then in the final year, you decide he's worth it. And he looks at you and says, I gambled on myself. I'm leaving. I'm going to get paid. And you're stuck with nothing. So, that's where I'm at with the team. Let's just start the rebuild after this season.
Hey, Achane, if he doesn't get a new contract, I don't think he's going to sit out. And if he's not sitting out because on the outside, he's going to sit out on the inside, whatever the hell they call that, where you watch practice every day and he just does a little conditioning. Do you agree? There's no way he's playing. He doesn't want to play with this. Yeah, hold it.
Yeah. I mean, he would be pissed, and rightfully so, right? I mean, look at what this guy has done ever since he's been in the league, 3rd round pick, and he's delivered for you. And now he's the offense with Tyreek Hill and Darren Waller sideline. This guy is the offense. And that's with all due respect to Jalen Waddle. Achane is what makes this offense go. So you need to lock him up. And now look, if you're planning a rebuild, maybe you don't want to devote that kind of money to him. And I think Dave Hyde on the Dolphins Deep Dive with Perk promotion at noon today, he said this last week that, maybe James Cook from Buffalo is a model for the Achane extension. I would agree. But, look, I guess if you're going to go full rebuild, I could understand not re-signing Achane, but you got to give whoever's going to be here next year a chance, right? Give them Achane and Waddle. And at least give him a chance. But man, I guess Achane will be here anyway, but not a pissed off De'Von Achane. Give him a happy De'Von Achane.
We were talking about guys they've drafted, and I don't think it's been good enough overall. We got good players. We got a hit. We got a hit on like Achane as a 3rd round pick. That's hitting big. Hey, he's the best player on the team. But Chop Robinson, what has happened to Chop Robinson?
Boy, I don't know. I don't know, Joe. Maybe that 6 or 8 game stretch last year was the aberration, and the rest of it is what he really is. I don't know yet. But I'll say this: you're right about hitting on draft picks, Joe. And moving forward, I'm not a fan of forcing the quarterback pick in the first round. If he's there, okay, you can take him. You're probably going to be putting him behind a patchwork offensive line without much help on either side of the ball. But if he's there, I guess take him. But continue building the trenches. Again, you started 2 years ago with Chop and Patrick Paul, and then this year you had Kenneth Grant and Jonas Abai-Naya. Keep going in that direction. That's what most of the fans were complaining about for the last 2 or 3 years. The trenches aren't good enough. Keep going in that direction. That's what I want to see from the draft and a lot of the rebuild.
What do these final games mean to you, Perk? I mean, playoffs. I'm not even going to talk about the playoffs because I think it's a fantasy right now. But what are you looking to happen to? I guess to decide things for Steve Ross.
I'm looking for Mike McDaniel's team to do something it hasn't shown me before. And so to me, that's winning in December and January. That's beating playoff caliber teams. That's winning late season road games. Those 3 things, those are the things that really separate your good teams from your so-so teams. Those are the things that catapult you into the playoffs, that secure that home field advantage in the playoffs. So that's what I'm looking for from a Mike McDaniel team, is to show me something it has not shown me previously. We've seen them beat teams like New Orleans and the Jets. You beat Pittsburgh on Monday night. Okay, that's significant. That's a road game in prime time in December. You beat Tampa Bay, whether or not Baker Mayfield is there. That's significant. You beat New England in the season finale, whether or not they're resting players. That's significant. Do some of those things, and then we can, start or continue the conversation about Mike being back. But if you do the status quo and you lose to Pittsburgh and you lose to Tampa and you lose to New England, quote, you've been stuck in the mud for the 4th straight year. I don't need to see anymore. So that's what I'm looking for in these final 6 games.
I want to try to win every game, and I want to see, guys get more out of all the players on the team, see improvement. And the other thing is, I don't care where we draft. It does, like,
right.
We're probably not going to get the top 2 quarterbacks. Right now, it could be Mendoza and it could be Moore from Oregon, could be the top 2 guys. And if there's a big drop off, I'm with you. Don't take a quarterback. Don't just take a guy to take him. Go out and get something else. And you just can't be desperate and start reaching to try to get something better for Tua. You agree with that, right?
Yeah, 100%, Joe. And the other thing is, look, this season is showing us that it's not just that first-round quarterback that you can thrive with, right? We're seeing Baker Mayfield do stuff. We're seeing those first-round retreads come back around. So perhaps that's an option until you find your franchise rookie. The guy that you want to start off with as a top 5 pick or a first-round pick or whatever. There's different ways to find quarterbacks. And if you're not ready to make a move anyway, I'm just not a big fan of getting that top 5 pick and putting him behind a weak offensive line, and he doesn't have a good offense, and the defense doesn't help him out. He's pretty much out there on an island without a chance. The more I go, the more I'm for have things in place and then do the plug and play with the quarterback. Have your offensive line, your running back, your receivers, your playmaking defense. Then you draft your quarterback and you give him the best chance to succeed that you can.
Well, the added dilemma they're in is, if this is a 1-year tryout, do you want to bring in a quarterback and possibly hand him off to the next regime, a quarterback who they might not like? So there's a whole bizarre maze to walk through the way they're going about things right now.
You guys agree with this too? Everybody keeps telling me all these top GMs would turn down this job. I'm like, what do you mean? They all want a job. Like, they're going to listen for sure, all of them. I don't believe this is like a bad job and nobody wants to be part of it. Do you buy that? As long as you can get control and they have patience and understand this thing's a mess, The owner does.
But do you mean a bad job if you inherit Mike and Tua and
I think
next
all
year,
of it,
or
I just think no matter what they say for a year, it's not a bad job with your big plan of what you need to do, and you got total control coming in as GM. I don't think it's a bad job.
I think if you have total control, meaning, now to me, you guys know that I don't like the Steve finesse thing that Mike McDaniel had with the offense. I favor more physicality, more muscle, a stronger run game. If I can come in as the GM and I can convince Mike that, yes, you need to be more physical, you need to kind of get away from this speed thing, not totally, but kind of get away from it and let's try something different. Okay, it's a great job, but if Steve Ross says, no, we're letting Mike do whatever he wants to do for this final year or whatever, then it's not a great job. The GM has to have that kind of control.
That is true.
But I would say most GMs have drawn up who they want their coach to be, right?
Yep.
I mean, if you're a GM and you're going to marry, your career's on the line, you're going to go with someone who you want. And look, Mike's reputation is one of the great innovators. Look, teams are doing what he does from
motion, all the things
exactly.
he does.
So
he draws up some stuff, but make no mistake about it. If you're a new GM coming in, you're dealing with a little different guy. I mean, he got
that's what I'm saying.
Completely different style of talking and walking and dressing and everything else.
When you say it's a great job, it's not a great job for everybody, because if you inherit Mike, because he's not everybody's cup of tea. I mean, he's the unfootball coach at times.
Yeah.
So
all right. Well, Perk, we didn't really get anything accomplished, but we just wanted to hear.
You didn't ask about his life either.
No, I'm not going to get. How are you? All right, because how are you doing with the ladies? How's everything right now? I know you've been busy. With football.
I just had a friend come in from Madrid, strangely enough, and stayed with me for a few nights. So that was good, and she wants me to come out there to Madrid and see. It's a former neighbor of mine. She's from South Africa. She's lived all around the world. She used to live in Costa Rica. So she's been in Madrid for the last 8 months. So that was cool. But still looking, man. I'm about to start swiping, Joe. I'll tell you the truth, man. I am really.
Are you really going to break down and swipe? What about old school? Going to the bar and going, hey, you look good. Can I buy you a drink? What are you doing? I'm
trying that, man. It's
swiping.
Yeah, I'm doing that, but it's running low, man. It's running low. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to start swiping, man. I'm going to have to finally come into the 21st century.
I think you better get to the gym, Perk.
Hey, Perk, I can't wait to see you. I really want to see if you're a fat ass or not now. I can't believe it, Perk. That's terrible. Hey,
it is, hey, man.
Perk,
I got to do some crunches and stuff.
Hey, Perk, I do. What about did the ex-girlfriend, did she go through and marry this guy, or was she just playing games with you?
No. She's actually married, man. So that is no longer an option. Yeah. She's married. So as a matter of fact, I was just in San Antonio last week, and my family was telling me they follow their friends with her on Facebook still. So they were telling me, I'm never on social media. So so they were telling me, she's married. She is no longer an option. So I'm at the starting line. I'm at the starting line, man. At the starting line.
Perk, I didn't see you. You were in Madrid, right? Were you over there?
No.
Oh, you didn't go because Omar had a little lady with him over there. I didn't get to see her. I was looking forward to seeing how Omar was doing over there.
Oh, he kept her secret, huh?
Oh, yeah, he was.
I wonder what that means.
He said he's taking it slowly. That's all he said. I'm taking it slowly.
Yeah, that's a change. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Maybe it'll help.
You know that. Helps. Yeah. Hey. Anyway, Perk, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on with us, bud. Take care.
All right, Joe,
last 6 games, 8-9. I'll see you, man. Take care.
All right. We'll see.
All right. Thanks. Chris Perkins from the Sun Sentinel joins us. They got a good chance to win 8 games.
That's what I predicted. 8 games. That's what I'm rooting for. 8 games, because then I'm right in my prediction. They should win. I mean,
so they're going to go. They're going to beat the Saints and the Jets
6-7 at that point,
and then they got 4 left, and they're going to get 2 of them.
And if they get Mason Rudolph instead of, Aaron Rodgers, that helps, right?
They got a good chance. By the way, Joe Shad, Woody was ripping Joe Shad. He said they're going to win 7 games, and everybody was getting on Joe Shad. He's, calling him company man and stuff, and they might even do better than that. We'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's take it slow. We got 9 o'clock hour coming up.